What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Level Start Podcast, part of the Play Legit Network, your only source for gaming and real talk. Today we're going to start off this episode with a little trailer for you, right off the bat, bang, out the gate. It's the new Crazy Taxi City Rush. Now this game is going to be for iOS and Android, so if you guys are into that kind of thing, check it out. It's not out quite yet, but they did demo this game recently at South by Southwest, so let's go ahead and get that trailer up there for you guys.
Are you chronically unemployed and a little crazy? Then come on down to BD's Cab Emporium. I'm BD Joe and I'm crazy about taxis. So crazy that I'm offering you a job for free. You heard me, free. You get your own fully customizable cab with no strings attached, no dress code, and no driver's license. You don't need it. I'm that crazy. So what are you waiting for? Get down here and buckle up.
Move your butt, get free stuff at BD's Cab Emporium.
BD's Cab Emporium is not responsible for any crashes, collisions, or casualties resulting from a
Now, while I'm talking about this, I'm going to throw up some other game footage I found for you guys for this game. I want to know what you guys think about this. This is kind of interesting that it's coming out after being gone for about a decade out of the gaming circuit, Crazy Taxi. Coming out on the mobile market from Sega. What do you guys think about this? I mean, the game footage kind of looks interesting, but it looks like the game's definitely going to be a lot more linear than what we kind of knew from the other ones. The other games, you kind of had more of a big city to kind of figure out where to drive in. The arrows kind of told you where to go, but this one looks like it's definitely more directed paths from what I've been able to see from a lot of the gameplay footage. So, I don't know, what do you guys think about this? I'd really like to know your all's opinion on that. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see the game come out myself. Speaking of new games, recently I had Titanfall. I pre-ordered Titanfall and started playing it. Of course, of the airing of this a week ago, started playing it, and of course, when it first launched, it was kind of bumpy a little bit. It smoothed out and then was bumpy a little bit more. At least for me. Some people that I know, a lot of my friends that I know who had it for the PC, that is, didn't run into a lot of problems. But I know Xbox One had some issues with the Xbox Live stuff. So definitely interesting stuff. My opinion of it is, of right now, if I was to rate this game, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5. It's definitely a great multiplayer game. Definitely a lot of fun. You can kind of jump in there and have a lot of fun with your friends. But the only thing that I'm seeing from a PC perspective that's really kind of and even in a console perspective is the lack of custom games, lack of group plays where maybe you have a whole server of just you and your friends playing against each other. I have yet to really see those kinds of features, and of course, being a PC player, I always like to have the choice of the server that I go play on. So, not a huge fan of matchmaking myself, but I know that that's a console thing, and I know that when they brought that over to the PC, it kind of came with. So I'm not really upset by it. I'm not a fan of it either. But yeah, I mean, it's a good game. I would just definitely like to see more variety in the multiplayer, like how you can customize the multiplayer stuff. And I will say that the campaign is definitely lacking. I kind of felt like it was pointless to win or lose all of the matches, instead still go through the campaign on both sides. It was really just kind of a way to unlock the other two chassis that come with the game right off the bat. I kind of thought it was just some silly little thing to throw at people. Even though the campaign is interesting, I felt like it was more like, okay, well, I've already heard this campaign, now I'm playing it from another side, and I'm really just wanting to kind of get through it because I kind of already know what's going on. I think that from a campaign perspective, it was definitely lacking. So that's why the multiplayer aspect definitely supports this game a lot. So I definitely wouldn't give it 5, but a 4 out of 5 on that myself. Moving on to some game news. China's first homegrown console to debut this month of March. Of course, if some of you have followed the gaming news, that China has lifted its 14-year-long ban on game consoles. The country's first homegrown system which is actually going to be called the Funbox. Literally, that is its name. The Funbox will be built on NVIDIA's Tegra 4 chip with 2 gigs of RAM, USB and micro USB ports, and wireless game controls. I can't seem to find pictures of this one though. There's nothing really available yet for it, so I don't know. I think it's interesting that they've lifted the ban and they've started to produce their own stuff to kind of compete. I'm not so sure what to think about this. I don't know if I want to get all conspiracy theorist on them trying to control their in-country market, or trying to push their own stuff over the other things that are out there. I'm not sure. This is kind of weird in my opinion that it's only going to be available in China. That's the only place you can get it. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting little development with that. In other gaming news, though, Valve has redesigned their Steam controller with analog button arrays, and I am excited about this. You guys should probably be seeing a picture up there now of it. It kind of has still the trackpads, the dual trackpads, but it also, instead of having the touch kind of screen in the center with the 4 buttons on the corners, it now has a not necessarily D-pad, but an arrow pad as well as an ABXY, as per similar to controllers today. Here's another picture for you guys showing the old and the new side by side. Let us know what you think. I kind of like the new design a lot better. I wasn't fully feeling the original design. I kind of thought that it was a little silly, but I do like the redesign a lot better. I think it will work a lot better for what it is that they're trying to do with their controllers. Alright. What do we got here? Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 has decided to implement platoons for all players, something that they had in Battlefield 3, which was a feature that allowed you essentially to, it's almost like clanning in Battlefield. Platoons let up to 100 people collect in a custom created group, name and tag, offering a rank and stats to let you know how you're performing against that clan's competitors. If this sounds at all familiar, of course, it's because it was in Battlefield 3, so have fun with that. We talked about Diablo 3 last week with the Reaper of Souls and the patch and stuff coming out, but of course now Diablo 3 has a discount of 45% until the release of Reaper of Souls. This is going to run through March 24th, so if you guys want to get Diablo 3 for 45% off up until the launch of Reaper of Souls, now would be a good time to do that. I think that puts it at about $20. So, yeah, if you haven't gotten on the Reaper of Souls bandwagon, now would be a good time to do that. Mods. Oh gosh, guys, I am such a mod fan. I love mods. Mods are like what make games for me on the PC so much more enjoyable. We have a new one. It's more, I guess it's a not really new, but a finished one. It's a mod for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, and that is the Star Trek Armada 3 mod for that game. It really has taken. It's really kind of taken what we've all wanted from those of us who like Star Trek. Really wanted a Star Trek game and kind of given this to us. So I'm really excited about this. Let us know what you guys think. Do you guys like mods? Do you guys like playing mods on the PC? I think that's one of the great advantages of PC games is there's such the customization and modability of games that makes it just so much fun. Moving right along, there is a new configuration guide out there for you Titanfall fans to help speed things up on your old PC. That really kind of smooth things out and just really streamline your effects if you are having issues. Now, some of you may not, but there's a unparking your cores to boost performance. As you can see here, you can get this little program that allows you to do that. And you can also fix any VSync problems by turning off VSync in the game, but going into your NVIDIA or AMD control panels and enabling it there and making it on there. There's also a little string that you can add to your launch so that the game launches without any intro videos and it just goes straight into the menu, which is really kind of cool. You can see here in that little picture. and you can also help to optimize your mouse. And they also recommend turning off ragdolls and turning some other things down to really optimize your performance. For those of you who are playing on a low-end machine, but like me, I don't really need to do too many of these things, but I will say turning off the intro videos definitely made a big difference in my wanting to play the game, because I just hate when games come out and they don't have that, you know, you can just like hit the enter key or the space bar or whatever, and the intro video just goes away and you just go right to the menu. I hate having to sit there and like wait for like a few minutes for these intro videos to all come together like that. So yeah. Alright guys, well, speaking of Titanfall, I know I already kind of talked a little bit about this already, but I want to kind of go on a little side tangent here about games in general, and just, you know, when you're coming out with a multiplayer game and you're coming out with like a campaign for that multiplayer game, don't half-ass it. Like with Titanfall, there really is no sense of loss. You know, spoiler alert, guys. So here we go. When you play Titanfall Campaign, you essentially start out on the militia side and you play through the however many number of missions there are, which aren't that many, and win or lose, you advance on to the next one, right? Because other players are playing the opposing side in the confrontation of the campaign. So when you get to the end of that, you unlock one of the chassis, and then you start to play the campaign again from the other side. And win or lose, you make it all the way to the end and you unlock another chassis. And it just kind of felt like, wow, this really isn't much of a campaign. Like the story's kind of pointless. It doesn't really add or take away from anything. I was trying to pay attention to what was really going on, but it was just kind of like a yada 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 yada. Like, here's some stuff for you to kind of do as a campaign, just to unlock some stuff, and then you guys can go and play Titanfall Classic, as they call it, I guess. So yeah, it doesn't really feel like much of a point to a story. I would much rather have a better dedicated single player campaign, or even a single player or to co-op campaign than I would have whatever it was that is. Because win or lose, it really kind of gives you no sense of loss. You have opportunities to escape, but then even then, if you don't even win at all, you still move on to the next mission. So it kind of is like, you know, what's the point? I guess my character, I'm continuing to play grunts in this giant battle of sides, and it doesn't matter what happens. I don't know. I just kind of find that to be irritating and pointless. So, I don't know, let us know what you guys think of the campaign in the comments below. I'd really like to see your all's opinion, because as y'all can obviously tell, I didn't think anything of it myself. I didn't think it was that great, and essentially once you get done with it, you kind of don't want to play it anymore. You just want to kind of go and do all the other stuff, because it's just, ugh. So, anyway, well, that's our show, guys. Be sure to go check us out on Facebook, Twitter. We're expanding. You guys can find us out on Vine. Google Plus, those kinds of things. So we're out there. Check us out on playlegit.net, where you can find all of our reviews and videos there as well. Yeah, things are on the up and up. Keep looking out for our videos and reviews, because we've got some good content out there, guys. So like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see y'all next week. Take it easy.